Finding your centering and breathing into your lower belly. Out to relax and ground. And bringing one hand up to your nose to just do a few rounds of alternative nostril breathing. So closing one nostril, breathing in for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold close for 2, 1, and exhale out the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close for 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And go into your normal breathing from that, allowing everything to settle, allowing everything to be present. Slowing down, giving yourself this gift of presence, and taking a moment here to come into your intention for this call. What would you like to receive out of it? Allowing that to come into your breath, that intention, and opening your eyes once you're ready, grabbing your candle. What is the intention that came up for you?
The intention that came up is grace.
Grace. And the one that came up for me was empowered action.
That too.
So kind of two different things in those. When you felt grace, what were you really feeling? Like, what was the desire?
Some inner turmoil today. I've been feeling really calm and grounded before. I kind of woke up this morning with very intense dreams. I can't remember everything, but just really, really off. I don't usually have nightmares, and even when I dream of like eerie things, I don't experience them as nightmares. But this came very close. Just really waking up with this just eerie sense of that's one. And feeling a little bit under the weather today, like physically as well. And just some sadness and grief coming up for everyone in all different ways, right? And just some specific things as well, in terms of family, and just kind of navigating my way through with grace, and also finding my way back to what is my empowered action, and not looking at all the other things that everyone's throwing out there right now, and diminishing what I have to offer and what I want to offer and what I want to do. So very much feeling the empowered action as well, because I've kind of been weaving around and outside of myself instead of really feeling into what I actually want to be doing right now.
Thank you for bringing all of that today and bringing all of you. I would love to just have you take a moment and close your eyes and just feel into your body. What part of your body is desiring attention right now?
Heart space.
So just feel into that heart space. Really go into it. What are you physically feeling in that center right now?
Like it's colder there. Like literally colder. Yeah.
What else?
It's not feeling constricted or necessarily open, just quite normal in that sense. Do feel really the urge to really want to breathe in there. So maybe it is feeling a little bit constricted. Yeah, like I'm really in need of oxygen in that area, as is, you know, who's not right now, but yeah.
So it's desiring a little bit more breath and movement in that space.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel when that part of your body is experiencing that? Like what does your mind respond with?
Really just kind of a blocking out, like, okay, what can we do with this? We can't do anything with it, so just move on, basically.
Totally. So we're gonna give it some love today. We're not gonna move on, and we're not gonna block it out. We're gonna be right here with it.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm. Even just hearing that, how do you feel like your body responds?
When I say that, like, to myself, to that area, I'm just kind of like cringing, right? Like the first response that I have, like, oh, okay, I've not been giving it some loving tenderness.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the first response. Just, oof, okay, get small, get huddle away.
Can you get out of the mode of judgment, of judging yourself? Because that's really all that I hear is just like a judging of the past. And you actually feel your body kind of get excited about like, oh, okay, yeah, now's the time. Now's the time to give you what you've been asking.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Like that's the follow-up step.
Yeah. We're going to skip that first step. We don't need more like criticism or like harsh judgment on yourself. Right? Like, don't you have plenty of that in life?
More than enough. Yeah.
So you get to kind of like mama bear that thought and just be like, get out of here. Like, you got enough people on your ass for that.
Here.
So just going right into that space of like, okay, now's the time. Yeah, let's nurture, let's love, let's heat this area up. So as you do that, let's go ahead and just start rubbing your heart space, closing your eyes, really getting into it, really creating that friction, creating that heat and warmth. As you rub it, I want you to imagine that this whole area is getting warmer and warmer, and it's just slowly seeping down underneath the skin, underneath your shirt, lower and lower. You can even make the circles even smaller with a little bit more pressure, so you're not really sliding over your skin anymore, but you're just moving almost like you're massaging your heart space. And just repeating after me. Stuck. So just saying it out loud. Stuck. Stuck.
Stuck.
Just bringing that awareness, right? We're not going to block it out anymore. We're not going to turn away from it. I'm just going to say, stuck.
Stuck.
I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to you.
Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to you.
And let your hands find some stillness and just be there. Go ahead and move your body as it wants to. Allow it to release energy. Allowing your hands to drop to your sides and just experience. Notice how your body is feeling now. And opening your eyes once you're ready. How was that experience?
Really good. Like heartwarming, but literally. It also kind of made me just this realization point how, again, in the past few days, some stuff is going on with my mom, who's just completely absent, and other things, not going into the story, not really necessary. But again, that's just moving through my entire everything, and kind of holding me back again in, in everything that I'm doing, basically. And not necessarily everything that I'm doing, I'm still doing my thing with the studio and for the studio, but not for myself necessarily. So that's just interesting how that's just been coming back and forth. And just really this moment of realization that, hey, that's been just really making me feel stuck again. Just having that that awareness now is really just a moment to release it. So that feels really good. Yeah.
So how do you feel now? How does your body feel?
Lighter, like really overall lighter a lot. Wanting to move, but not in a restless way, just really more calm, relaxed, lighter. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's take a moment here to just move a little bit more and let your body do what it wants. So it's so cool because when we bring this awareness to these areas that could feel stuck and, feel like they haven't gotten their attention, it really does create a lot of movement that wants to happen once it's addressed. Shaking a little, shaking any of that extra energy out through your body. And just coming back to your truth, remembering your power, your greatness, remembering how you're just learning how to mother yourself through all of this. Mom is just a reflection of one way that you can be doing it. Remembering your power of choice, remembering your power of action and how you want to be taking action. Right? It's all up to you. You get to choose. So keep shaking, keep feeling, letting go of anything that is feeling gunky still, or anything that you might be holding on to of how you should be, who you should be. And you're holding on to what you're reflecting and feeling from your mom or other loved ones in your life. Opening up your lungs, taking deep breaths, and you're shaking. Shaking until you feel like you are done shaking. Moving it all through. Nothing that needs to be stuck here. Nothing that is.
All right. That was the last one.
Yes. So then closing your eyes and finding that stillness. And just experience all that you are. Feel your energy, feel your power running through you, feeling your power to choose. And in this moment and moving forward, who do you choose to be? First, I want you to just really experience it in your body. Feel who you choose to be right now and moving forward. What does she feel like? How does she hold herself? How does she experience herself? How does she choose to respond to what's happening around her? While you're feeling this, using movement, breath, and energy to really experience this in your body. How does she choose to show up? And in this position, in this space, in this energy, calling in any supporters that you would like to have witness you in this energetic declaration? Any guides that you would like to have witness you, so that way they can also help remind you at times when this energy, this essence is forgotten. Pulling them in, allowing them to be present, and calling in loved ones, calling in ancestral lines to all be present in this energetic declaration that you are holding. Because you have called them all into your life. You've called in these relationships to be exactly as they are, so you could step into being this woman. So whether they are in full support of this woman in physical time, experiencing their full support in the cosmic time and the bigger picture, they're each playing a role in your evolution. Taking a deep breath into this space and opening your eyes once you're ready. So, is there anything that you would like to share around who you are choosing to be in this space? As a declaration, as a I am this, I am that?
I have so little words for it, if I'm honest. I feel it in my bones again right now, just my entire being. And what is just coming up for me right now is really nothing more than I am. And the underlying feeling with that as well is just I've been sometimes still feeling that I have no right of existence, right? And just really I am is already just filling me up right now so much.
Filling yourself even more with that I am. That knowing, that total acceptance, that total love of what is. And how does it feel for you to be responding from that space? How do you respond from that space?
Like I'm 10 inches taller, more centered, more steady, calm, present. Just really like embodied as well instead of everywhere. Just stronger with grace and ease. Empowered, lighter as well. Lighter as well as stronger.
So while you're experiencing all of this, what do you want to do? What does your body want to do? And who do you being this full version of I am, what does she want to do? And we can narrow it down like this week.
This week, okay. I want to move and I want to write and I want to share. Writing. It's been something I've been really feeling very strongly these days and already doing a little bit as well. Again, finally. And I'm very looking forward to that's something I've already been doing as well, but to really expand that during my healing, really diving into offering that more regularly. I just want to create, basically. Heal and create.
I love it.
Heal, create, move.
So this week, if you could do anything, what would you like to do with this time and space? And I also want you to like go into your body as well and ask your heart this, because sometimes we don't want to just be answering from the mind, but like what does your body really want to do? What space does your body want to be in this week? What is something that you would like to be immersing yourself into?
When I think about it, or not necessarily think about it, but just let that move through me, I'm already like doing this, and it kind of feels like, okay, I want to be in a flow state, basically. Really wanted to get back into my flow state. And for me, either moving or creating puts me in a flow state. Really just allowing myself to dance or go through a long yoga practice and either paint or draw or write.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And do you feel like if you are able to, and when you're able to be in those flow states, you're able to be in that state of grace?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So a cool thing that you can do when we're setting intentions are like the room that we want to end up in, right? But to get to that room, there's a doorway, or even sometimes multiple doorways or a hallway. So a lot of times if we're just focusing on the intention, it can be like, but how do I even get there? Like, what does that even look like? So we kind of unlocked a few things in this where it's movement, and being in that mental flow state. So movement is kind of the first door to get you into that mental flow state that might inspire painting and writing, which could inspire healing, which would bring you into a place of feeling grace.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
It's like this like flow chart that happens.
Yeah.
So the most important step in it is really the first one then, which is to move.
Movement. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that, and it's so true that really one moves into the other. Like, I'm so happy with this kind of time at home more because I've finally been taking up my running again and actually doing yoga practices with other people. So I'm really feeling that I'm really becoming more of myself again as well. And that's just, yeah, feeling that creative oomph more than I would have been feeling it. It was more like a mental space, like, okay, I know that I want this somewhere. I know that my entire being wants to create, but I'm starting to feel it more again as well. So that's, that makes complete sense. Yeah.
Totally. Cool. So it's kind of fun when we can kind of like figure out what does that like flow chart look like?
Mm-hmm.
What are these pieces that we are really after? Or even you can look at it as layers, what's underneath. So what would you like to, I mean, I know that you've been doing more movement and more yoga. Is there anything that you would want to commit to doing in terms of movement? Or do what kind of space and container do you want to create for yourself around that?
Yeah. I'm already started committing to it, and this is something, of course, we've been talking about like a month or two ago as well, and I didn't really commit to it then. Committing to running 2 to 3 times a week, as long as I'm still allowed to get out of the house, at least. Taking a full yoga practice every day, and full can be half an hour too, but just really an entire practice. And what I've been doing for a long time, but not as much anymore, is just dancing, not necessarily every day, but every other day at least. And just like free dancing in my living room is fine.
Yeah, totally. So good. So helpful. Cool. So I would love to hear about how that goes, and just how you're feeling with that commitment to 2 to 3 times running, doing some yoga practice every day, and then just adding in the little sprinkles of some fun dance. It sounds awesome.
The cherry on top.
Yes, exactly. And to just anchor that in a little bit more, how do you feel like that will change the way that you are showing up in life, for your work, for the studio, for others, if you were to commit really fully to this?
In a way, I've not been committing to it, even though I know it makes me feel really good. And part of that, I've just been somehow been feeling uncomfortable with feeling good, actually feeling good in my core. And again, this is something that's just been happening on and off and stronger at some points. I can get down to the root of it. I know where it comes from, and especially when it comes up even more. And I just really feel if I give that time and space to myself again, moving, embodiment, sensuality, really feeling the pleasure of everything, then, I'm filling my own cup and I can pass it through. I can spill over into creativity. I can spill over into healing. I can spill over into sharing. But as long as I'm not really doing that, as long as I'm not really feeling that into my bones and my blood, then I don't feel able to share, like really as if I'm cutting my own arm or something with my hands, that I can't.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine that you're feeling like your best self? Like you're just like, yeah, I'm living, like this is awesome. Like what do you do when you're feeling great? Are you like, yes, or like, oh, yes, like can you like go into that motion?
Oh yeah, it's definitely more like a this, yes. Like I know that when I actually feel good, I'm way more expressive and I have those moments still. I know that, but it's it's less so. But it's definitely for this.
Yeah. So just experience that for a moment. Yes,
Ooh.
yes. Okay. And then what I want you to go into is when you are feeling like you are sharing, what are you experiencing? Where do you feel that when you're sharing? Is it like, oh, I'm sharing? Like, what does that movement look like in your body? Even right now, just what are you feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely more like a here. Like, oh, you can't see it really, it's dark. My arms are like here.
Here.
Like really just more like a, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about when you're committing to your self-practice?
I'm feeling that very low, like really in my lower body, just really the like my core stability, my legs, my hips.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to try something and we're just going to experiment here. And so we're going to go through those three. So go into the full expression of feeling amazing and just go into it right away. Okay. And then feel it, feel it, feel it. And then go into the expression that you have of serving or sharing. Okay. Feel that completely. You're sharing, you're doing your thing, you're serving. And then feel that expression of committing to your self-practice. Okay, now we're going to do that one more time. This time you're going to bring words to the energy. We're going to let go of what I'm saying. And I want you to bring words to what you're experiencing in those motions. So the first one, feeling really good. What do you
Feeling free to express, feeling light, feeling vibrant, radiant.
feeling it?
Feeling as if I'm really on top of the world.
Perfect. And then going into the next one of serving and sharing, what do you experience in this motion, in this movement, and embodiment?
Feeling content, feeling humble, feeling joyous, feeling soft but strong, feeling loving, caring, compassionate.
And then going into the last one of committing to your self-practice. Feeling that, what does that feel like?
Feeling steady but also fluid and flowy, feeling pleasure and sensuality and strength and creativity, wanting to move.
Okay, and opening your eyes. Out of the three, which one had the most energy connected to it?
Top and bottom.
Choose one.
Mm.
Be more.
Yeah.
like the energy to, you know, flip over a car if you needed to, sort of thing.
Yeah, last one.
So which one felt like it had the least amount of energy?
Middle one, least strong. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to play around with experiencing the service and sharing while using it, but while putting it in these different energy fields. Okay. So bring your hands up to where you're feeling really good. Experience that and down really quickly. Pottery. You're leading
excited and
yoga, like
light, spacious.
woo, all of that, and now feeling that you are of service and that you're sharing from this space. Keep experiencing it. Don't make it smaller, make it expanded while serving, while sharing all of you. Feel that energy. Keep feeling it. Feel it even more. Feel it even more. Stretch out your arms even more. Reach for it. Giving all of you. And then going into the area where you felt like you were committing to your self-practice, the lower one, and really feeling the energy of the self-practice and that commitment, that declaration. While you're experiencing that, feel it even more. What do you experience while you're here? That commitment to your self-practice. What do you experience? Do you experience grounded, pleasure?
So funny thing is that I'm experiencing right now, if there was a live question, so much more connection between this one and this. Like just there's this stream of energy still going up and down right now. And this was very much, so much more powerful as well in connecting to the service part. Yeah.
So while you're practicing this energy, while you're fully embodying and being in this energy of committing to your self-practice, being in that space, I want you to see the energy and the idea of being of service and sharing to this energy field down here. Allowing everything to relax and opening your eyes. Did you feel a shift in your experience of sharing and being of service?
Definitely. In terms of when you first asked me to really embody that, it's really different dimensions. While I'm feeling it so much more interwoven right now. So how, and even though I know this cognitively, how the self-practice and the creativity and what my heart is aching for, is a way of service and sharing as well. And of course, as I said, it's something I know but not embody yet, because I didn't give myself the what's the word I'm looking for? I just don't give myself that gift, that treasure, that pleasure of just really embodying and practicing, because it makes me feel good. And the part of me still believed that anything that makes me feel good is too good for me. But really, it is interwoven between being of service. That's the only way you can actually give back. So yes, in that sense, 100%, I felt the difference.
Mm-hmm. Was there a place where you enjoyed experiencing the service and sharing the most?
More so here, because this feels like, well, it's a little bit more private. There are also things you can really just do for pure pleasure and just to fill your own cup. And then this feels much more really wanting to throw it out there in the world, just be ready to offer it.
Yeah, and so it can be really helpful to know that your highest expression of service and sharing comes when you're feeling good.
Yeah, I know. But now I feel it.
Yeah. And how fun is that? Is that like literally your job is to feel good. And that's where you will be of your highest service and sharing. And you're talking about like, okay, I understand it mentally, but like, but literally what we just did was embodying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just so much more.
Yeah. And that is recoding it. So you'll experience a shift from there. And something that you can play with this week is whenever you are feeling like, okay, I'm doing something to be of service and to be sharing. Like if you feel yourself kind of getting into this more like internal space and just kind of being a little bit more in this energy, literally bring your arms up and connect with that energy of like, yes, okay, I got this. Like, this is awesome.
Go. Yeah.
You don't even need to connect it to the service or sharing itself. Just by experiencing this for like, 3 seconds and then go back and do your work or whatever you're doing.
Yeah. And then just be it instead of from a place of, okay, I need to share or I need to serve. Just do you. Yeah.
And I mean, I think we're just going to be seeing more and more of it because so many people, like you were saying, are sharing. And, we'll see how long that is sustained. That's what's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Who got initiated off of the high versus who is sustaining themselves to continue this lives.
Yeah. That exact thought has been crossing my mind for the past few days. Like, okay, there's just this explosion happening, but what's going to happen after a few weeks?
Yeah. It's super revealing for everyone.
It's also kind of what's been not entirely, but part of what's been keeping me from just oversharing, because a part of me still feels like, okay, that's all good, but I feel that I want to create more right now than share. Yes, share too, not just hold that off completely, but feeling the creating vibe mostly.
When you said that, where were you thinking about sharing? What was your energy? What were you feeling when you specifically said oversharing?
Well, part of it is not necessarily for me personally, but also studio-wise. Seeing a lot of studios right now, like in our environment, in our field, just sharing constantly about exactly what classes they're teaching and everything, but just very sales-wise, which I get. Part of me was thinking, oh shit, shouldn't I up my game and do that too? But part of me just wants to really give like content and not just share, okay, these are the classes that we're having, but really, okay, people, what's happening right now? And that's something I just want to take my time for, to sit and be authentic in that.
Why do you think you need more time to be authentic?
Oh, not necessarily more time to be authentic, but just I need to sit my butt down and write, but there's been a lot of organizing too. So just really wanting to need to create that time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a good thing to remember. Like when you started sharing about over-serving, I literally experienced you going back to this motion, and it's never-ending giving without getting into the receptive space. So be careful to catch yourself saying that's what service and sharing is. It's when I'm not practicing my boundaries, when I'm not connecting to the fullness of me feeling really good. And so just catch yourself in those places. And the more that you continue to stretch out into the feeling good, see what wants to come from there.
Check. Hey, mama. Thank you, lady.
I'm excited to see what you have to share from that space.
Me too.
Yeah.
Very curious. Very curious.
That movement, I see you just like dancing, being like, oh, that's what I need to share.
I feel it coming.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally. Awesome. So definitely let us know how that is going in the Voxer, how the commitment to the running, the movement, the yoga, and also if you're practicing some more of like really utilizing just the energetic connection and that embodiment of it, please share on Voxer how that's going for you as well.
Yeah. I'm going to set a reminder for that as well, to both doing it and sharing it.
And I'm curious, with all of this percolating, and this is kind of a longer conversation, but with everything percolating, how do you feel in terms of mentorship for yourself? And I know there was like a program in mind and stuff like that. I'm curious in your zone.
That's a good question. I'm not sure yet. It is something that's been crossing my mind briefly for the last days, especially since everything that's happening now. But I don't have an answer quite yet.
That's fine. I was just curious.
But it is definitely, as of now, especially these past few weeks, I just really feel the shifts in my energy after each call. So it's just really super helpful. So yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, love, is there anything else to address before that shop?
No, right now I feel pretty complete. I'm really eager to move and to write.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so what would you like to hold as your intention for this week?
Inspired and empowered action.
Inspired and empowered action. Love it. Feeling that for you as well. All right, babe.
Thank you.
And open up that heart.
That too. Like really, I think I'm just going to start with this every morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, sweetheart. Have a good day.
Awesome. Wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.